if you are if you are coming to marry our sister, then you have to circumcise and be like us. And the boy went back to his people and said, I love the girl. Oh. After you don't rape and finish, before you know, say you love him. I love the girl, oh, Papa. Come, let's go and do anything they want so that we will marry this girl and bring her to us. So they went back, not just the father, not just the person that wants to marry, the father and all the men in the community, they will all get circumcised. So actually, they all got circumcised. And on the third day, because they are adults that went on that went through circumcision process, they are not healed. As at the third day, Simeon and Levi, sons of Jacob, came and carried out an attack on that community, killing all the men, and they captured the women, and they took them on hostage. They carried their animals and everything. And they went to their father, and their father was like, hey, Kwekwe, now don't kill me. Oh. These people, why will you do such a thing? But the boys gave a response, and they said, we will not allow that infidel to just come and violate our sister, and we will fold our arms. How many of us, I'm not saying we should go and kill people, please. How many of us can stand for our sisters? How many of us can stand for that our friend? How many of us can stand for other girls in the church? Now, with that, I want to ask, do you think there's life imprisonment for rape crime in Nigeria and it's going on? Do you think legislation in Nigeria is favorable to rape? Do you think it has any effect? Maybe there's a weakness in the way the government system is handling this rape. That's why it's increasing. What do you think about it? Because if they were killing people, and that's not only the case, but because of time, I will not go into David's story. Maybe we should read about how David's daughter was raped in 2 Samuel. Yeah, Tamar. We should just find out about that. And how Absalom took revenge on that. So I think maybe we are too laid back concerning this rape issue as a church, as individuals, and as a country. What do you think about that?
Praise God. The issue of existing laws, anti-rape laws, as to whether the government is doing well already or not. First of all, let me take our minds back to somewhere like in the US, where they had anti-rape laws in place for the first time, I think since 18th centuries. Okay? The laws have been there, but it has not stopped rape from happening over and over again. So, on the issue of laws in Nigeria, I think the government, I think it's a very dicey issue. The government is trying their best, because me as a person, I spoke up on this issue some time ago when some group of persons came up with the issue that there should be death sentence for rape. It should be the punishment for a rapist. Then I looked at it from the perspective of the society that we are in today, where human beings have become very wickedly wise. In quote, if we had such laws in place, sooner than later, the predators could turn around to become the victims. We have had issues, we have read of how it happened to Joseph in the Bible, where he was wrongly accused. So I think the fear of people in government, our legislators, why they don't want to look into that aspect is because they feel anybody can also be framed up with the cases of rape so that that person can be killed. So for now, the laws that are already in existence, they are okay. If it is just if it is just life imprisonment like we have in South Africa, it is still grievous for somebody to spend his entire life no, it's not the same. Oh. It's not the one day the truth might just come out and the person will be freed. That's why I think it is not the same. So for now, the laws that we have, they are okay.
Okay.
My
you
opinion.
said the laws that we have are okay. Whether they are okay or not, what is showing now is that the laws are not enough. We should protect ourselves. Abi? Prevention is better than cure. Provision store is better than cures. Praise God. So before we move on, I want to quickly add that we've been talking about this rape issue. There's a particular issue, parties, that was talked about in our first service, that girls going out to parties, please be careful, that they inject even fruit juice. You open it yourself and you drink and you see that, it has already been injected. We should be careful. They add igbo, marijuana to people's drinks, to people's food. I've personally gone to a party where they added marijuana to the ukodo, but thankfully they took us aside and told us that, okay, no, you should not be part of this and all that. So please, we should be very cautious when we go out. Not be every party where they invite person, they carry leg, they go. You should look at the kind of places you go to. You should watch the kind of places you eat. Then even for those who are dating, you meet somebody on Facebook, he arrange, okay, I stay for Ghana by New Road, come meet me. You go meet the person for a house. Then the person rape you and you carry police to go and point and you get to that place and that person is not, they say that particular person said, no, they stay there at all. So we see so many things. You can't just meet somebody on social media and you go to the person's house. Even if you are not going there for sexual intercourse or anything, it's not safe. It's not safe. You build friendship to a level of trust. These days of instant gratification, people don't want to go through the process of dating, like Barry Abraham said in our first service. People don't want to go through the process of dating, of buying you something, buying you food, land, or buying you gifts, and taking time for the relationship to grow. So people are just carrying out rape. And some men, I also did a finding. I asked some young men, I was like, why do young men engage in rape? They say, first time the girl they agree. But once we don't rape and later I go agree. So girls, young girls, please be wise. And sometimes some people fall for it. And they rape and the first time, no worry. If you rape and you go agree later. Please, it's not good enough reason for rape. Our men, please desist from that. Young men, please desist from that. It's not good enough. If you like a girl, approach the girl, talk to her. If she likes you, she would agree to you. So please, let us remember that word, consent. Consent, it's very important. And that consent we are talking about is not when the person is not in the right state of mind. You know the person has had too much to drink. Now go bar, now don't drink enough alcohol, the person has already been intoxicated. And you say, but you said yes now, and you know quite well that the person was not in the right state of mind. So please, young girls, young boys, men, women, everybody, please, let's take note of these things. Social media, excessive drinking, pornography. Please, let us take care, let's be watchful of these things. So we'll round up with the last question to our mommy. Mommy, please, how best do you think the church can address this rape issue as a church? Like this kind of forum now is a very good one, but outside this kind of platform, this is an amazing platform because many churches will go around in society and act like they are blind to the ills of society, and every member of the church is actually living in the society. So this is actually a very good way of addressing the issue of rape. But outside this now, what can we do as a church to address rape?
Yes. Praise the Lord. The church has a major role after the family. The family has the first role, that is the foundation. And the children will be moved, the youth, everybody will move into the church. So I think this is a good forum. And we still have a teenage church where they can get them young. The programs they have there is fine-tuned to suit the age of the children. Even our children's church too. So that is why parents should allow their children to be in the children's church and the teenage church, because their programs are tuned to that very age.